set to something big coming up on your screen. Just settle back and relax, cause you're gonna get a whole lot of singing, a whole lot of laughing, a whole lot of loving from Dean.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Martin and the Ding-a-Ling Sisters.
True what they say about Dixie. Do the sun really shine all the time?
Yes, all the time.
Do the sweet magnolias blossom at everybody's door? The folks keep eating possum till they can't eat no more.
Is it true what they say about Swanee?
Do they love?
Yeah!
And it's saying every song. If it's true, that's where I belong.
Dixieland, Dixieland. I just can't wait till I get back to good old Dixieland, where they laugh and they love and they sing every song.
If it's true, that's where I belong.
Here's a tenement apartment decorated in early slob overlooking the city dump. The couple who live here are not exactly Jackie and Aristotle Onassis. However, their problems are exactly the same.
What'd you put in the sauerkraut? It's like it's cherry flavored.
Cough syrup.
Why would anybody put cough syrup in sauerkraut?
Because I got a cold.
Well, why don't you use a teaspoon?
I lost it. It's somewhere in the sauerkraut.
Will you get me some more knockwurst?
Yeah.
Hey, did you read in tonight's paper about Jackie and Aristotle Onassis making that marriage contract?
Yeah. They took all their money and divided it up front before the ceremony. You know, she gets $1 million a year just for clothes. I should be so lucky. I wish I had just one evening gown.
Wear a nightgown. Just go out earlier. Hey, you know, we ought to have a marriage contract just like theirs. So we know exactly who gets what, just in case. Oh. Now, I think we ought to draw up our own legal contract. So get me a pencil and a shirt cardboard. And don't worry, I'm not leaving you. You're still my dream girl.
You think I don't know about you and the widow Cassidy down in the basement behind the coal chute, and then you come back up here to me? You've been living the life of the captain's paradise.
Don't wise off, Selma. I love you. Now sit down and shut up. Now, let's take the easy things first.
Yeah.
The bowling ball is mine. I own that outright, okay?
Okay. But we used to share the shoes, remember?
Okay, you get the shoes.
All right.
Except league nights.
Okay.
Now, I know you're concerned about the furniture. That's a woman's domain.
Yeah. I want the bedroom set.
Let's see. That's the bed.
Including the casters.
Including the casters. And, of course, the dresser. I know how much that means to you. After all, you made that yourself in prison. Now, we get to the personal stuff, and this is very important. Who gets the picture of Johnny Carson?
Sheldon, I bought the frame.
Yeah, but I bought the Sunday paper we got the picture out of. You know what? You get the frame, I get the picture.
Sheldon, that's impossible. I stapled Johnny to the frame.
You sure did a lousy job of stapling. No wonder he looks like he's wearing braces. Just for that, I get the vase.
Oh, no, Sheldon, I get the vase.
No, I get the vase.
Sheldon, that's an heirloom. That's been in my family for 3 generations. My grandmother had to knock over 6 milk bottles with 1 baseball. Oh, no, dear, I get the vase.
Okay. You got the vase.
All right, Onassis. You get the lamp, right?
You want the end table?
Yeah, I want the end table.
Got it. Oh, not Johnny Carson. Have the decency to keep him out of our quarrels. Come in. Oh, Father Buzzi.
Well, I hope you two aren't fighting, children. Remember, the meek shall inherit the earth.
You're right, Father. Okay, Meek, you get the earth, I get the picture.
What can we do for you, Father, huh?
Well, I came by to collect for the church rummage sale, remember? You promised me a vase, a lamp, and an end table.
Well, gee, Father, we busted all them things.
Well, then forget the rummage sale. Let's talk about the church bazaar. What would you like to donate?
Well, she's got bowling shoes.
And he's got the ball.
No, you keep the bowling shoes. You keep the bowling ball. I'll take the picture, Johnny Carson.
The Dean Martin Show, starring Paul Lynde, Jonathan Winters, Kay Medford, Lou Jacoby, Marion Mercer, Tom Bosley, Ken Lane, Bonnie Shore, Norm Crosby.
Pardon me,
Yes, sir.
you Elwood Suggins?
Yeah, Elwood P. Suggins. P stands for Pershing. And my dad met General Pershing during the First War just once. You are who I think you are, ain't you, Mr. Martin, Mr. Dean Martin?
Yeah.
Boy, you're just like you are on TV. And what are you doing in this outfit, huh? Well, you just
I walk around like this.
Oh, do you all the time? I'll be darned. Just got one suit, huh? I could raise enough money to get you another one.
You could?
Sure I can. Listen, what are you doing up here anyway? Sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Just sit down here by the stool. I got my Mackinac. My sister made this.
She did?
This, we killed a lamb, and that's what that is. What are you going to do up here?
Oh, nothing. I just come over just to talk. So
I see.
Nothing.
Did you want to go fishing?
That's what I come up here for.
What kind of fish you after? Bluegill or
Oh, I don't
bass,
know,
smallmouth bass?
What's biting this time of the year? What is it?
Mrs. Nestor's biting. We always kid about that. You come up here by yourself? I just kidding you. I was kidding you. What are you smoking?
Huh?
Is that one of them regular cigarettes or Hollywood cigarettes?
No, this is a regular Ohio cigarette.
Is that right?
Yeah, regular kind.
My brother-in-law once had, he used to smoke a while, but he straightened up. Old man Nestor is quite a character, you know. Of course, you don't know him because you've never been up in this neck of the woods, but he goes out back. You talk about her, Mrs. Nestor. Now, he's a character. He's 74 years old, and he goes out there in his underwear, out there in the back and hunts night crawlers. You know, it's funny to see an old man like that in his underwear, you know, grabbing worms out the ground. And I'll tell you something else about him. You wouldn't know about this. But he's got 2 steel teeth. His 2 front teeth are solid steel. I ain't kidding you. And there was an electrical storm here in July. And bolt of lightning. Well, I ain't kidding you. So help me. Bolt of lightning come out of the sky, out from nowhere, man. Struck him on the teeth. and he fell forward and plowed 3 acres of ground before the Trumley twins could get to it. The Trumley twins. One boy's a little strange, the other boy's all right. It's only fair to warn you that there's only one great big fish in Mooney's Lake. It's old Sam. He's about 5 foot long, and he's got a tail at one end of him, and there's an even bigger tail at the other end.
Well, where's his mouth?
Well, he don't have one. That's the reason he's so hard to catch. These are little local funnies, Mr. Martin. We always, you don't have a lot to do up here, but just do what I'm doing, whittling wood, play checkers, and run around the building 2 or 3 times to keep them going crazy. Anyway, if you plan on doing some serious fishing, what you'll need is, here, I'll put this back in there. That almost went into my leg. That's twice you done that. Hey, are there guys in Hollywood that do that? I mean, I've never been out of this town, so I don't know. We had one guy who was a little weird. He was real weird.
Well, I don't know.
Wore velvet shoes.
Well, here we are again. Hey, Dinsey, what do you want to do?
I don't know. Well, what's your pleasure?
Well, if I told you that, we'd be off the air. Oh, my dress is caught on this funky little stool. I thought maybe it'd help me, Deanie.
No, I never touch old ladies.
Oh,
you know.
really?
Actually, it's the station break announcement time. We'd better read it, huh?
Yes.
You,
yes.
card person.
Here I am, Mr. Martin.
Isn't she graceful?
Not particularly. When she walks, it looks like she's got 2 kids fighting under a blanket.
Now, why don't you tell the people where the announcement is written, honey?
All over my body.
Poor deformed creature.
Don't you think she has a terrific figure?
Are you kidding? I'd put my body up against hers anytime.
I don't care just as long as you don't put yours up against mine.
What's your name, honey?
June.
June. Sure. She sure is busting out all over, isn't she? Where did you bump into her?
Well, I'll give you 2 good guesses. Now, come on, Maud, let's read the announcement.
All right. We'll be right back, folks, so... Tell me, June, are you doing well in show business?
Oh, very well. Except my agent wants to take 10% off the top.
Well, that's the only place you can really afford it.
Let's do it together now.
We'll be right back, folks, so don't go away. Really, Dinsey, take away that sexy bikini, and what have you got?
In this state, 20 years. Open your mouth. You know, I've been a little dragged lately, but you just remember the famous words of the Pope, who once said to Michelangelo, "You can come down now, we've decided to wallpaper." Oh, come in. Hey! Fuck yeah, Norm. Norm in the closet, baby. Woo! Woo-wee!
I got you? Hey, I'm sorry I'm late, Dean. I had to go to the doctor's.
That's all right. We've been doing everything wrong anyhow.
Yeah, I got a touch of gregarious reluctance. You ever had that?
No.
It's like a rapture, but it don't hurt, you know. I hate to go to doctors. I really do. They make me cuckoo. I really hate doctors. This doctor especially. He got an old nurse. You know, one of them real old, creepy old nurses. She's got wrinkled stockings. You know that kind? I was laughing at it till I realized she wasn't even wearing any. You know, she give me one of those, whom shall we notify in case of emergency? You know, the whom turns me off right away. So I said to her, wherefore do you have to know that? You know what I mean? I talk pretty good. She said, well, the doctor has to know who to call in case there's something wrong. I said, tell him to call a better doctor.
I always like to go to a lady doctor. It's nice to have a woman tell me to take my clothes off for a change, you know? Instead of the other way around.
Yeah, they give you all the good ones. You know? Then he come out, the doctor, and he says to me, gave me a thorough illumination, complete, you know? Then he says to me, well, you got low blood pressure, but I'm not worried about it. I said, marvelous. If you had low blood pressure, I won't worry about it. They're creeps anyway. I hate doctors. I mean that. I shouldn't say that out loud, but they're creeps. All of them. Physicians, surgeons, psychiatrists, deviated sectums, every one of them. They go to that medicino school. They got to sign like a hypocrite oath, right? They graduate. You know about that? Yeah, that's a promise not to squeal. There it is. That's why they wear masks when they operate, the surgeons. Surgeons? In case something goes wrong, you say, who done it? The guy said, I don't know, I had a thing over here. You know who really does good, though? I gotta say, the research guys. They're the most best ones, the research guys, because they help people. I mean, really, if it wasn't for Fahrenheit, doctors wouldn't know how to take temperatures, right? And if it wasn't for, like, Pasteur, they wouldn't know how to kill germs. And before William Penn, they used to write the prescriptions with a pencil. Did you know that? They just opened up a laboratory. There was a doctor. What was his name? The Los Angeles Police Celebrity Medical Award this year was won by Dr. Melvin Whitebread. He invented brown shoes. And they gave it last year to Dr. Morton Viner. He invented Dr. Melvin Whitebread. But you know what? I read this in the paper. I couldn't believe it. They opened up a laboratory in Burning Blanket, Arizona. They took a flea. You believe this? In a big laboratory, and they're teaching the flea to fly. A laboratory optician took a little teeny flea and he strapped him to a surgical table. And he inserted a water jamputer into the flea's digital cavity. Serious now, sit still. They could push a button, this laboratory optician, and increase the flow of the wattage through the amperes, and they could tell the flea what they did, and he would did it. Oh yeah, they call him fly flea, and the flea flew. They told him don't flee no more, and he didn't flit. Do you believe that? Then they did what they call an advanced research. See, they got some money from the Edsel Foundation. And they removed the wings from the flea. And the doctor said, fly flea, and the flea just stood there. He said, fly flea, the flea didn't even move. Then he grabbed his notebook, he wrote a brilliant observation. He wrote, when you remove wings from fleas, they become deaf.
Hi, Mrs. Lane. Is Kenny ready? We're gonna go to Vegas, and we don't want to miss the plane. Leaves in a half hour.
Oh, he'll be right down. He's just finishing up packing. Oh, Kenny! Kenny, don't forget to pack your teddy bear.
His teddy bear?
Sure. Didn't you ever take a teddy bear to bed with you?
No, I've never been that desperate.
In the future, will you wipe your mind before you come into this house? Listen, Dean, when you're down in Las Vegas, please don't let Kenny near the gambling tables.
Oh, don't worry. He just likes to be around in case somebody loses their shirt. Like Anne Margaret, for instance. You know.
Was your mother ever frightened by a pretzel?
Why?
Because you're twisted.
Hey, Mrs. Lane, remember what happened last time Kenny and I were performing in Las Vegas?
You mean when Kenny's sister Vicky and her boyfriend came down to watch the show? I remember. While they were in the lobby of the hotel, they received a note from the richest and most mysterious man in the whole world, Harold Hughes.
And remember what happened then?
How could I forget?
Hello? Yes, this is the suite of Harold Hughes, world's richest human being. No, I'm sorry, I can't disturb him now. He's busy negotiating to buy the Queen Elizabeth. No, not the ship, the woman. Yes,
Hi.
Hello.
Well, I'm Vicki Lane, and this is Freddie Finch. We were downstairs in the lobby, and the manager handed me this note. It said that Mr. Harold Huge would like very much to see me in his suite. Well, of course, I thought it was a joke, but I came up anyway.
It's no joke, Miss Lane. Won't you come in and make yourself comfortable? Mr. Huge will be with you in a moment.
Thank you. Well, Freddie, I can't understand it. Now, why would Harold Huge, the richest man in the world, want to see me?
I guess he just likes to be generous and wants to help out people who are flat busted. Hey, you know, I once read where this Mr. Huge hasn't been out of this hotel suite in 30 years. Apparently, he's afraid to be seen or photographed.
Yeah, I know. They say he's allowed only one picture of him to be taken in his entire life, and that he keeps it hanging over his mantelpiece.
I'll bet that's it, facing the wall.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Okay. Oh, Freddie, do you think we should?
Oh, come on, we'll take one little peek, huh? Easy.
Gosh, I wonder if he's that attractive in person. You know, I heard that even his closest associates don't know what he looks like. He won't let anyone see his face.
Oh, that's just a story they make up to sell newspapers.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Mr. Harold Huge. Shall I remove the bag, sir?
I can't believe it. Are you really Mr. Huge?
You'd better believe it. I guess you're wondering why I ask you here. I won't beat about the bush. 5 minutes ago, you were in the lobby of this hotel. I saw you through my peephole, and I fell madly in love with you.
Do you mean to tell me that you watch people through a peephole in your ceiling?
Now in the floor. You're the most beautiful, enchanting, irresistible creature I've ever laid eyes on. The embodiment of every sweet perfection my mortal mind can conjure. Oh, nymph of my thousand dreams, let me unburden my heart to thee. Please sit down. Oh, not there, that's for company.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Huge. Before you say another word, I think you should know that I happen to be in love with this lady, too. Now, do you think that you can take her away from me with all your wealth? Just steal her away?
I bet my assets on it.
Gosh, Mr. Huge, are you really as rich as they say?
Rich? I'm so rich, when I was a baby, I was nursed by a caterer. Rich, my dog doesn't sit up and beg. He lives off his investments. Rich, I have a roll of $10 bills.
Well, so what? Lots of people have a roll of $10 bills.
In their bathroom?
Well, I don't care how rich you are. All your millions mean nothing to Vicky. Now, you wouldn't marry a man just because he had money, would you? Huh?
Certainly not. I might fool around a little.
Here, my dear, have a Turkish delight. I have them flown in daily from Istanbul.
Gosh, Mr. Huge, I don't know. They look so rich.
Rich? I'm so rich, my hearing aid has an answering service. Rich, I send my wife to Miami Beach every winter.
Well, what's so special about that?
She's been dead for 20 years.
Oh, hi. I'm Dean Martin. This is Ken Lane, and we're looking for Ken's sister, Vicky. We heard she was up here.
Yes, she is. Won't you come in? I'm Mr. Huge's personal secretary, Richard.
Richard, huh? Is it all right if I call you Rich?
Rich? I'm so rich, I look for broads by satellite.
Hear me, Dean. I'd like you to meet Mr. Harold Huge.
Harold Huge? Hey, aren't you the rich guy who hasn't been seen in public for 30 years?
That's right. I haven't set foot out of this hotel room since 1942. It's been terrible.
What's so terrible about it?
The bathroom's down the hall.
What's going on up here anyway? Huh?
Dean, I have a terrible problem. You see, Mr. Huge saw me in the lobby and fell in love with me. And, well, now I have to choose between him and Freddie.
That's right. More than anything in the world, I want Vicky's hand.
What's the problem? Freddie can have the good stuff now.
Vicky, Mr. Huge is not for you. You remember that money can't bring happiness.
Freddie, you just ain't been walking down the right streets at night.
How can Freddie hope to compete with me? Why, I'll pay $1 million for a single kiss.
$1 million?
fault.
Hello? Yeah, Miss Lane?
Oh.
It's your mother calling long distance.
Mom, oh boy, am I ever glad to talk to you. I need your advice badly. See, I'm up here in this hotel room with the richest man in the world, and he says he loves me. What should I do? Oh, yes, Mom. Sure, I remember your list of the 20 things you told me nice girls shouldn't do. What, Mom? Oh, you suggest I try number 18. Oh, but Mom, Freddie's here. Now, what am I going to do about him? Oh, I see. Okay, thanks a lot, Mom. Bye.
Well, what did she say?
Try and make it look like an accident.
Oh, boy, that's rich. Rich? I'm so rich, I have a gold tooth.
Well, so what? I've got a gold tooth, too.
Mine grew in. I know, let's settle this like gentlemen. We'll play cards for the lady's hand.
But I don't know anything about cards. Dean, would you play cards for me, huh?
Oh, sure. Come on over here, please. We'll settle it by a single cut of the cards. Whoever draws the higher card will win the eternal love and devotion of the most alluring, sensuous, passionate woman on the face of the earth.
Okay, and how about throwing in just a couple of bucks to make it interesting, huh? You go first.
The king of diamonds. Let's see you beat that.
Ace of hearts.
Just a moment. I didn't see the ace of hearts. There's one in there.
There it is. Well, good evening and welcome to Meet the People. Tonight our subject is the senior citizen. Let's find out what the elderly people of America are thinking. Well, hello. Hello there. My name is Walter Stone, and I'm with the National Broadcasting Company. We're doing a survey on senior citizens. You don't mind answering a few questions, do you?
Oh, I just wanted to... There. People think I feed squirrels. I'm feeding kitty. Feeding the kitty nuts. Yes. Why, what did you ask me? This isn't a book about sex, is it?
Oh, no.
'Cause I'm not a talker, I'm a doer.
May I ask your name?
Certainly, my name's Isaac Boothcourt. I'm 91 years old, and I was born in Wickertville, Ohio. Want to sit down?
Yeah. You're in pretty good shape for a 91-year-old man. To what do you attribute your longevity?
Well, I can't die. See, we ain't got no funeral home. No, Jeff Beeson passed away here last summer. There was 3 prairie dogs, 4 to be exact. Pretty good size ones. Dragged him out to the outskirts of town. Buried him in a gopher hole. All 6 of them. I watched them. Took about better than 6 hours to stuff him down that hole.
I see that Civil War cannon back
Where
there.
do you see it?
See it here in history.
Oh, yeah.
History.
Back in there.
Yeah.
It's a long way back there. Yeah. Benz, I ain't got no glasses. I can't see that far. I can hardly make you out.
Yeah.
You are a fella, ain't you?
Yeah, I am. Well, history really left its mark on this town, didn't it?
It sure did. I tell you, Betsy Ross bit me right here.
She gave you a hickey?
She certainly did. Yeah, she gave me a good little bite there. She was the woman that made the flag, you know, with the little stars and thing. Oh, yeah, and then there was Brigham Young once whipped me in the back. Remember him? George Washington slept right here, incidentally. He had to chase a wino off to do it. That little history, I wouldn't tell you otherwise.
I see you got a woman in this town running for...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you get to be this age, a lot of them things come on you all of a sudden.
See, you got a... Huh? I see you got a woman in this town running for mayor. Well, what do you think of a woman in politics?
Well, I tell you something. Mr. Stone, is that it?
Stoning.
That'd be... You know, I think I seen... Oh, I guess not. At any rate, I just don't want any part of women, period. And I've been married 5 times. And every one of them women run off with my hired hand. Now, here past summer, I caught the last missus with a hired hand. They was out in my melon patch. You know what they'd done? They hollered out. I caught them inside. They'd hollered out a watermelon. And they was making love in that hollowed out watermelon. Right. Just kissing up a storm. Well, I caught them, though. You know what I did?
What?
I had my little Instamatic with me and I took a picture of them. Oh, yeah. Sent it for the centerfold in the seed catalog. There we go.
Where do you live?
Where do I live?
I just said that.
Where do I live? I live right over there, that bench right over there. It'll take me about an hour.
What's that?
It's milk. Haven't you ever seen milk before?
Only once when I passed out under a cow.
Drink it. It's good for you.
Well, okay, bottoms up.
Oh, dear. Can't you ever get your mind off sex?
I don't care what those cue cards say. I ain't drinking that stuff. Well, that's our show for tonight. Thanks for looking in, and I want to thank all my wonderful guests for being with me. I brought my own swizzle stick this week. A hobo once started to cry, and the girl passing by asked him why. He said, "I've never adjusted to being flat-busted," and she replied, "Neither have I."